This is your primetime forecast from Dr. Don's Weather. A huge thank you to our amazing partners who help make it all possible: the Randolph County Commission, East Alabama Waste, Genesis Weight Clinic, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, the Town of Wadley, Salem Auction House, and Bama Diesel Repair. Broadcasting from the Alpha Weather Center and powered by N&W Locks, Fincher Fence, Estate Masters, Boone Docks Barbecue and Creamery, Southern Union State Community College, and the venue at 5 Points Farms, here's Dr. Don.
Good morning, East Alabama and West Georgia. We've made it to Thursday, February 27th, 2025, and it's time now for your primetime forecast from Dr. Don's Weather. Brought to you this morning as a service of the venue at 5 Points Farms and 5 Points Alabama. Check them out on Facebook. You can also get in touch with Jeff and Cindy at 334-864-0087. Listen, if you got a special event coming up this spring, the venue at 5 Points Farms is where you need to be. We're talking rehearsals, weddings, receptions, events of all types. It is the venue at 5 Points Farms and 5 Points Alabama. Be sure to get in touch with them today. And also make sure you get your ducks in a row with Dukas. Jamie Dukas can handle your insurance needs for both Alabama and Georgia. Jamie can be reached at 256-831-7770. You can check the top of this video on Facebook, bottom of the video on YouTube for links to Jamie Dukas and to the venue at 5 Points Farms in 5 Points, Alabama. We've got a cold front that will pass through the area this morning with very little moisture. I mean, we're talking only about a 20% chance of a passing shower across the area, and I got to tell you, radar not showing much of anything out there at this hour. It'll be noticeably cooler, just a wee bit, and we'll keep most of the moisture out of the area, and again, a brief shower will be possible. Mild temperatures ranging from the mid to upper 60s as clouds clear out later on this afternoon. A short-lived cold snap on Thursday night. This evening, we dip down into the 40s, but that won't be a big deal. We go back to a westerly flow on Friday, bringing slightly warmer temperatures. Another front will pass through on Saturday, will create a temperature gradient with colder air briefly settling in on your Sunday before a very progressive pattern sets up on Monday and Tuesday, where a strong short wave will enhance southerly flow, leading to moisture return and maybe even some severe weather to deal with out there on Tuesday night, or Wednesday. A strong upper-level jet structure could support severe storms, but the extent of instability and moisture still remains uncertain. We're going to watch that for you very closely, but I'll go ahead and tell you right now, there is a decent chance we may have to deal with a very strong cold front and the potential for severe weather, maybe Tuesday night, or Wednesday of next week. Also, don't forget, 1 week from this Sunday, time will change. We spring forward on Sunday, March 3rd, 2025 at 2 a.m. Let's take a look at your current conditions at the venue at 5 Points Farms and 5 Points Alabama. At this hour, we've got 51 degrees. Feels like 47 out there. Wind out of the southwest at 2, gusting to 3. Humidity's at 79%. Barometric pressure 30.02. Dew point 45. Now let's stop right there. There were multiple fires across Alabama and Georgia yesterday. Folks, when that dew point drops below probably about maybe 60%, you get down there in the 50s and 40s and 30s, which is very unusual across the southeast. We just simply don't see dew points that low. Don't burn. Whether or not you're under a burn advisory, if you get those dew points down in the 50s and 40s, don't burn. It's just not worth it, especially if you throw a little wind in there. Those backyard piles of leaves that you're trying to get rid of as we head into spring can get away from you before you know it. And the next thing you know, you have to call 911, and here comes the fire department. We saw that happen across a large area in Alabama and Georgia yesterday. So remember, Low dew points, no burn. That's just the best way to look at it. And, humidity does have a lot to do with it, and we're pretty high humidity at the moment, but as the sun comes up and we dry out and the clouds go away this afternoon, today probably won't be that bad, but yesterday was. But you get those humidity levels to start to drop, and you have low dew points, and then that is a recipe for disaster if you go out there and burn one of those piles of leaves. Be careful. High temperature yesterday was 77 degrees. We currently have partly cloudy skies. Sunrise this morning at 6:13. The sun sets this evening at 5:38 p.m. After we get the clouds out of here this morning, we will go back to a mostly sunny Thursday afternoon. 69 in Roanoke, 69 in Franklin. We'll hit 71 down in Frog Eye. Alexander City will make it to 72. And Auburn tops out this afternoon at 72 degrees, where they have to clean up Toomer's Corner again this morning after that big blowout win down at Neville Arena last night in Auburn. Those Tigers are on fire, no question about that. Now let's take a look at your forecast. This is your 6-day forecast from the Alpha Weather Center. Jamie Dukas, your local Alpha agent. Chance of rain today, only about 20%. That would be this morning. Most of you will not see a drop of rain today. We'll go back to partly cloudy skies by this afternoon. 69, 70, 71 will be the high this afternoon. We'll make it to 39 for your overnight low tonight, so it'll be a little nippy when you get up tomorrow morning. Then on Friday, back to full-blown sunshine, 67. Saturday, 69 with sunny skies. Weekend looks beautiful. Sunday, mostly sunny, about 10 degrees cooler. 57 is all we'll do Sunday afternoon. And then on Monday, partly cloudy skies. Clouds will start to filter in the afternoon. 60 will be the high. And then Tuesday or Tuesday night, maybe even Wednesday, timing is still a little bit of a question mark. There is the potential for severe storms next week. So start paying attention to it. We'll update you each day as we get a little bit closer. 70 will be the high temperature out there on your Tuesday. Southern Union State Community College Live Doppler HD radar. And you can see that there's just not much moisture out there. We see some showers back over towards Shreveport, Louisiana. But when we take you in close across East Alabama and West Georgia at this hour, you can see Doppler weather radar is not picking up a drop across East Alabama and West Georgia. And that cold front's draped across North Alabama, just north of the I-20 corridor. Just no moisture involved with this front at all. I think for the majority of folks, what you'll see are increased clouds this morning and a little bit of a cool-off when the cold front passes your area. Rain is going to be very hard to find on your Thursday morning. Please take just a moment and support Dr. Don's Weather. You see that you can do it there on PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, and you can also go to our weather store. Links to all of these locations can be found at the top of the video on YouTube, at the bottom of the video on, we'll get this straight one of these days, top of the video on Facebook, bottom of the video on YouTube. And if you own a business and you'd like to be a partner with us here on Dr. Don's Weather, we would love to have you. All you have to do is send me a message on Messenger, and I can have you started before we do our very next weather forecast, which, if the good Lord's willing and the creek don't rise, will be first thing tomorrow morning right here on Dr. Don's Weather.
That's a wrap on your prime time forecast for East Alabama and West Georgia. Broadcasting from the Alpha Weather Center and powered by N&W Locks, Fincher Fence, Estate Masters, Southern Union State Community College, the venue at 5 Points Farms, and Boondocks Barbecue and Creamery. Dr. Don's Weather is proudly supported by the Randolph County Commission, East Alabama Waste, Genesis Weight Clinic, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, the Town of Wadley, the Salem Auction House, and Bama Diesel Repair. Don't forget to like us on Facebook, share us with your friends, and subscribe to Dr. Don's Weather on YouTube. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning for another edition of your prime time forecast on Dr. Don's Weather.